it's time for phonics with Mrs Deojee. Did you give your phonics hat a nice spring clean over the weekend to make sure phonics brain worked really well this week? I hope so. Take your hats out, put them on, turn them on. Let's sing my special song. Phonics, phonics all around. Phonics all around. Phonics, phonics all around. Phonics all around. Right, your brains are switched on, I hope, today. The first thing we need to do is remember the digraphs we've been learning so far. Okay, now can you please go to your washing machine, because we're going to say our digraph to the washing machine first. Off we go. This one is ch. Do you remember the action? Ch. Well done. This one is shh. Remember the action? The baby's sleeping. Shh. Do you remember this one? Do you remember the action? You're the naughty clown and you stick your tongue out and you go. Well done. Do you remember this one? And the action is you're the strong man or the strong woman and you go. Well done. Can you now go to your sink in your bathroom? And let's have a go at doing these digraphs. E. E. Well done. This one is O. O. This one is got two ways to do it. The long way, oo, and the short way, oo. Can you do this one? Ah. Lovely. Can you now go to your bed in your bedroom and say these digraphs? Or. Ow. Ow. Oi. Oi. And Well done. You're getting really good at your digraphs. Let me give you a high 10. Fantastic. Now, today's digraph is this one. Have you ever seen this one in your storybook? Do you think you can have a go at thinking about how you would say this digraph? Let me hear you say it. Yes, some of you did say it correctly. Well done. It is A. And in this digraph, there is an A and an I. And the action for it is if your ear is really sore when it's really hurting and your friend across the room is trying to say something but your ear is hurting. So you say A. You can't hear your friend very well because your ear is hurting. You say A, and that's the action for it. Here's the song.
A, pain.
My ear hurt, I was in pain. A. My ear hurt, I was in pain. What did you try to say?
Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to practice the letters in our new digraph. Do you remember the digraph that we're learning today? Let me hear you say it. I can't hear you. Yes, it is A. In this digraph, you have the letter A and the letter I, and it makes the sound A. I can't hear you. A. Well done. Okay, can you today practice, first of all, writing it on your adults' tickly feet? Adults, I hope you've washed your feet. Okay, get your fingers and off you go. You need to go around and up and flick. And then for the I, down and flick. And don't forget the dot on the top. Did you enjoy those tickles, adults? Okay, the next thing, can you get a twee friend and get them to help you with your letters? This is my friend Goldilocks. Let's say hi, Goldilocks. Okay, she's going to come and help me today. Okay, here we go. We go around and up and flick. And then for the second letter, you go down and flick. And don't forget the dot on the top. For the next one, can you find a wall? And can you practice writing your letters? Not with a pen, no, with your magic finger. Because if you use a pen, I'll have very, very cross adults with Mrs Deojee. So get your magic pen and off you go. You go around and up and flick, and then down and flick, and don't forget the dot on the top. Okay, also children, you must also practice writing your letters on a piece of paper and your favourite pen or pencil, and that's how you get really good at writing your letters. Here is another exciting letter formation game for you to play on your phone, your tablet or your computer, whichever one you want to use. Enjoy! Go into Google and type in Robo Whale Games. Robo Whale Games. Click on the first link and it will bring up lots of different letter formation games. You could try this My Melody letter formation game if you've got a little girl, or there's a Garfield letter tracing game. They all work exactly the same, the games, but we're going to do this one, drawing letters. Click on that one, scroll down, and you need to click on the play button. Also for the previous games I mentioned as well, click the play. Click on the play button, and then your game will get started. You can go to the letter and you need to use your finger to go to the star. Click on the star to do the first part of the letter. Click on the second star and third letter, and you will get your stars once you've done the letter correctly. And you keep going and you get your stars, and when you've unlocked all the stars it will let you go on to the second letter, and you keep going until you've done all your letters. Hope you like this game. Have fun. Okay, so it's time to play our game next, and I've got a very exciting game for us to play. You can play this game outside in your garden, or you can play it in the park if you don't have a garden. If you don't have a garden or you have no access to a park, you can play this in your living room, but make sure you move all the furniture out the way. This game is called What's the Word, Mr. Wolf? It's a bit like the game we know already, What's the Time, Mr. Wolf? But this game again is called What's the Word, Mr. Wolf? So, parents, you are going to be the wolf. Or if your children don't like wolves, you can be the Gruffalo, or you could be your child's favourite story character. Children, you need to make sure your listening ears are switched on for this game, because you will need to listen carefully to what word your adult shouts out. So, the first thing, children, you will need to do, I'm going to pretend to be a child now, you need to say, "What's the word, Mr. Wolf?" Okay, and adults, you will need to shout out one of the words on my word list today. So, for example, you might shout out, tail. Children, you need to use your listening ears and hear what your adult said, and then count the sounds in that word. So your adult just said tail, so you need to think in your head and think that word's got t, a, l. 3 sounds. Okay, then you need to use your sounds for your steps. Okay, so there's 3 sounds in it, so you then need to take 3 steps. 1, 2, 3 steps closer to the wolf. Then, children, you need to repeat the game. You need to say, I'm going to be the child again, what's the word, Mr. Wolf? And then the adult needs to say another word from my word list. For example, they might say pain. Children, you need to listen carefully. Count how many sounds are in that word. So pain, P-A-N. How many sounds? 3 sounds means 3 steps again. So off you go. 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, and you keep repeating the game until you get closer and closer to the wolf. Do you understand how to play the game? Now, parents, if you feel your child is ready to do some challenge words, I have also added some more extension words to the list, so you can include that in the game to stretch their brains. Enjoy playing. What's the word, Mr. Wolf? Did you have fun playing that game, children? Did you get gobbled up? Or did you run away in time? I'm sure you had fun, whatever happened at the end of the game. Okay, it's time for your favourite part of the phonics session. I'm sure for some, it's time to write a sentence. Okay, now do you remember there's 4 things that we must do before we write our sentence? Here we go. So can you tell your adult what the first thing we must do when we write a sentence? What do you think it is? Tell your adult. Yes, you are correct. It is to think of your sentence, because if you don't think of your sentence, you might write a very muddled up sentence. You don't want to do that. No. So you can close your eyes, have a think, and then your idea will come in your head ready to write. What's the next thing that we need to do? Tell your adult. What is it? It is to say your sentence. You must practice saying your sentence, not just once, not just twice. Try and do it at least 3 or 4 times. Then it's really in your head and you won't forget what to write. So you practice saying it a few times, then you won't get a muddled up sentence. What's the next thing that you need to do? Think in your head. Tell your adult. What is it? Yes, you must write your sentence. Now, when you write your sentence, hopefully it should be in your brain, but every time you finish writing a word, read it back and it will help you remember the next word. Okay, and what's the last thing that we must do when we have finished our sentence? Have a think. What is it? Tell your adult. Yes, it is to check your sentence, and you must check your sentence by reading it back to make sure it's not all muddled up. Nobody likes a muddled up sentence. You must also check to see if you have a capital letter, finger space, and a, whoopsie, mine has fallen down, and a full stop at the end. Okay, that's our stages of writing a fantastic sentence. Who's going to write a fabulous sentence today? Will it be you? I'm sure it will. Here we go. Now, I have already thought about the sentence for you. I had a nice think earlier this morning with the digraph A in it. So the sentence today is, Jim got wet in the rain. Can you say say that sentence to the windy outside. Today's very windy. Off we go. Jim got wet in the rain. Oh, I should be showing you this one. Let's say it to your brother or sister. If you haven't got a brother or sister, say it to your favourite toy. If you haven't got a favourite toy, say it to your dog or cat. Anybody in your house. Can you say the sentence, Jim got wet in the rain? Lovely. Can you say it to your hair? Jim got wet in the rain. Can you say it to your adult without them helping you? See if you could do it on your own. Yes, your phonics brain is ready now to write your sentence. Write your sentence, but remember the last step. When you have done it, don't forget to check it before you show your adult. Off you go. Did your sentence look like my sentence at the end? Did you remember to put your capital letter at the start? Did you remember to put your finger spaces in between? Because if you don't put finger spaces, it will be a very muddled up sentence. And do we like reading muddled up sentences? No, 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 no. And do you remember, did you put a full stop at the end to tell everybody you have finished your sentence? I'm sure you did. Give yourself a big pat on the back. Well done, you're getting really good at sentences now because I've seen so many of them on our Facebook group and they are looking fantastic, so well done. Okay, before our phonics finishes, we need to see who would like to stretch their brain and challenge themselves. I have got a very exciting game on my favourite website, ICT Games. This game is called Caption Clips. In this game, it will show you a drawing that will be happening in front of you. You will need to use your phonics brain to figure out what they are trying to draw. It's a little bit like Pictionary, but with sentences. Now, once you have figured out what it is trying to tell you, you will need to write that sentence. But remember, it will have what digraph in the words? Let me hear you say it. A. In the words, in the sentence you'll be writing, it will have the A in it. Okay? Now, you can also challenge yourself even more by watching the caption clips of some of the digraphs we learned in the previous week. So see if you can have a go at doing that as well. And that's the end. Before I go, what's the digraph we were learning today? Can you shout it out? It was A. Well done. Remember the action? It was as if your ear is hurting. Your friends try and talk to you across the room. It was A. Well done. And that's the end. Switch your brains off. Take your hats out off. Put them safely in your pocket, ready for tomorrow. Bye. Go into Google and type in ICT Games, my all-time favourite website. Click search and scroll down to literacy. Scroll down until you find the game Caption Clips. Scroll down. You can click the full screen button. Then click OK. Look for the purple rectangle that says phase 3. Click on the digraph we are learning today, A, and then before your very eyes, it will start to show you in an animation with words with the A sound. Oh, don't forget to press the play button. So remind your children, in this animation today there will be words with the A sound. They will need to think of a sentence to go with the caption. If you're not quite sure as to what's going on in the caption, you can always pause it, and there's a little eye there, and you can click on it and it will give you a little hint as to what is happening. And when your children has figured out what is going on in the caption, they will need to write a sentence. So please remind them to use a capital letter, finger space and full stop in their sentences. Once they have finished that, as there is only one caption for this digraph, you can hit the phase 3 button again, and you can click on any of the other digraphs for some more captions. Hope they like it. Enjoy.